up, everyone? It's me, Steph, the nerdy alternative, joined with, of course, our erstwhile leader, Andy. And yeah, the main topic of today's video is Jada and Will. Will surprising Jada on stage to support her in Baltimore. Now, is this something that
Come on, surprising, Steph? I'm not buying it. You mean prearranged and forced to show up on stage? Well, more likely.
Well, that pretty much was the question I was going to ask. It's a case of, well, hang on a minute, was that on his own volition? Or was he forced, persuaded, strong-armed to do this? So, yeah, here we go. So, Page 6 is reporting that he did surprise Jada on stage, calling a relationship...
Before, not to interrupt, because but it's important we preamble before this. We just did a big story. You guys have been clicking like crazy. Jada has now gone onto the press to change her story, guys. So it's very important, leading up to this moment where now Will's previous response was just very standard and even made a joke like notifications are off. Like I sleep anywhere. Like his stuff was very much like supportive, but not getting involved. I'm stepping away. Right. And then this week, we saw on the Today Show, and if you missed it, go check out the video. She's showing you right there, this embarrassing clip. Guys, go watch it. We're going to watch it again later in the live. But Jada came back to the Today Show, guys, to adjust the story, to basically oh, no, we're not divorced. We're life partners forever. We love each other even more now. Bullshit. Bullshit. This was completely due to the backlash that Jada was facing. Because everyone could notice, PR experts, Molly was out there, a lot of people finally calling Jada out. Like the press on Jada was not good. Sure, she's got some supporters. I get it. Even Amber Heard has supporters, right? But my point is the tide was against Jada more often than not when these press stories were leaking. I would check Instagram on like People magazine, regular, big places. The comments were like, we're sick of this. Go away, Jada. Everyone was not buying this narrative. So the tide had shifted and Jada was feeling the pressure of, oh crap, they're not buying this. Oh crap, they think I'm lying. I shouldn't have said that. I shouldn't have said we were separated all this time. Because she shouldn't have, Steph. It made no damn sense. That's why we made so many videos and we've been talking about it. But now, as Steph was queuing it up, now it's important to know she's pulled out the big Willie style dogs because now she's literally dragged Will Smith out, in my opinion, conspiracy or whatever. I don't believe. Look, Will's his own person, and clearly he's proven he is a simp, cuck, whatever word you want to use. He's clearly connected to this woman, no matter what. Applaud him or criticize him. However, it did seem like his actions were going to be to sort of support from afar. So for him to drop in and surprise Jada with this speech about how much he loves her, oof. This is just desperation. This is pathetic. And I'm betting Jada made it happen. But let's go through. Let's see what it is. So Will showed up, right?
Yeah.
Surprise. What was this event?
It was to promote a book, Worthy.
Of course.
That was what the event was about. And bear in mind that in her book, Worthy, she details how she was an illicit substance dealer. YouTube human reviewer, read between the lines, guys. On the streets of Baltimore. Yeah. So, going back to Baltimore, where all the magic started, guys.
Where last time Chris Rock did his special, torching them.
Tell me about it, right? And so Will came out and said, I just really wanted to come out and just be here and hold it down for you the way you have held it down for me. What do you mean the way she's held it down for him?
Whoa, pause.
What? No.
She didn't do shit for you, brother. She was silent. She stayed away. She avoided everything. She could have come out so all guns blazing in support of Will after the Oscars. She said nothing. Nothing. What do you mean hold it down like the way she's held it down for you? This man gives, slaps, gives to this woman, and this woman's done nothing but talk down to this man. And now he's going to come out and say, like, I'm here to hold it down like you hold it down for me. Oh, my God, Will, it's so hard to – you are losing stock points, brother. I have always been a Will Smith fan. I am born and raised West Philadelphia, born and raised, right, on a playground where I spent most – I'm not going to do the whole Fresh Prince song, but you know what I mean, Steph. I'm a huge Will Smith fan, movie star, Will Smith. I love her. I really do. But my God, I'm not even bothered by the slap anymore. Like, okay, we all have our breaking points. He's apologized. Like, he shouldn't have done it. That's not why I'm losing interest in Will Smith. I'm losing interest in Will Smith because he's being such a simp to Jada when he should keep all that shit private. And if this family has learned anything, it's to throw away the key and start making some private family moments instead of constantly publishing it for the world to see. We don't want to hear about your weird family anymore. And I would be surprised if anybody picks up that red table talk. Notice how she was selling it to other people. Bullshit. She would have had it sold and ready to go to launch this book. So she had a regular place to go promote, right? But she doesn't, because I don't think anybody wants to hear their drama anymore. Do you, Steph?
No. But keeping it real, it's doing well for this channel, so we carry on. So I'll keep it real,
yeah.
whatever.
Criticizing her does real well.
Tell me about it, right?
But here's the quote. Let's continue. Right?
Yeah,
so
let's continue with
we
this.
We have had a very, very long and tumultuous relationship. We call it brutal. It was brutal and beautiful at the same time.
No, Andy. We call it brutiful. They're putting brutal and beautiful together.
Sorry, my one eye still. It's
Don't
blurry,
worry about it, mate.
We call it brutiful.
It's like, what? And so apparently Jada was stunned at this completely surprise BS appearance from Will. And yeah, she was at her Baltimore School for the Arts alma mater to promote her memoir, Worthy. And she was absolutely emotional, apparently, when Will came on stage and made the remarks. Their children were there, Jaden and Willow, as well as Jada's mum, Adrian, who celebrated her 70th birthday. Great way to celebrate it. Release a memoir that has all sorts in. Well done. Including all sorts about her mum as well. Oh my goodness.
Let's look at this. Let me try to be positive, right? Let me try to be positive, Steph. Here's a man who should be throwing her under the bus and sprinting away. But he's doing the right thing. He's like, nope, I'm going to do what you were supposed to do to me. I'm going to show up and support you even when you're down. I got to say, it's pretty classy of him because she's taking the hits right now. And he's not being afraid and running away and letting it be worse. He's showing united front, which is what she did not do. So maybe there's a little bit of him to sort of, this is his way to get back at her. Like, I'm going to end this amicably and look like the hero, and you're going to look like the psycho. Do you think maybe Will's thinking next step at this point, like, I've gone this far, I'm not going to become some dick and turn on her now? Do you think that's a possibility?
It is a possibility, but as far as I'm concerned, he should have his head proper in the game and in reality and call the nearest best celebrity divorce lawyer anywhere, may I recommend Chris, and be like, right, I need to divorce this cow bag, sort me out. Like, that's what he should be doing at this point. To me, she's done way too much to emasculate him publicly. So much. Like, my goodness, is he a freaking saint, the amount that he's had to take on publicly that Jada's just thrown at him and emasculated him with. Like, it's classy of him to do what he's doing, but in a way, he's being an absolute simp and a moron. She's treating him like a fool at this point.
This quote is telling. Elsewhere, Smith has said of the Rocky Union, it's been a sloppy public experiment in unconditional love, according to the Baltimore Banner. As I stand here before you today, I'm happier than I've ever been in my entire life. I have achieved every single thing I have ever. Well, you just moved. I lost it. Sorry. I have my eyes a little wonky when you move. I can't read. I've achieved every single thing I have ever wanted in my life. There is not one thing left that I desire in this world. All the awards, all the money, the family, everything I've ever dreamed. So look, that's sweet. Again, I believe that with his kids, right? And I believe that even with the mother of his kids. He's got his son there, Trey. It's true. When you go through the worst case stuff, which he has now, you look at things differently. And it's just sad because I could be all for this if Jada hadn't been out there trying to allude and tell everybody more dirty gossip, like airing their dirty laundry the way that she's done. So I'm torn. I can't read the chat, but I'm curious where they stand. Is this Will being a gentleman and being the better person for the sake of his family and his kids? Because let's be honest, That is the right thing to do in a situation like this, to be the better person. It is. But it's also hard for me to not look at this and be like, oh my God, this poor simp. Why are you giving her this lifeline right now? I mean, maybe because he really does believe it. I don't know. It's weird to me, man. It is weird to me.
Well, I've just started a poll in the chat. Is Will being the better gentleman and person for his kids, supporting Jada publicly? So you guys can vote on that score. But yeah, he's living in cloud cuckoo land. He needs to be calling some lawyers and getting the hell out of Dodge, really, at this point. This is absolutely insane. But, you know, it goes on. He thanks Jada for supporting his career and family, saying his dreams were largely built on the foundation of Jada's sacrifices. I'm sorry, but what sacrifices? What sacrifices? You know, she still starred in the Matrix trilogy, and then the Matrix reboot that was an absolute disaster. Let's not even go there, right?
She had some TV show, I think, for a little while.
She had a TV show for a little while as well. She had Red Table Talk, right? Like, what sacrifices? She was still doing what she wanted to do. And as she
was not as in demand as Will Smith was, exactly.
Correct, exactly. And as she says in her book, Worthy, right? She does not depend on anyone to make her happy but herself, right? So at the end of the day, she's done everything in her life up to this point that's made her happy. She was more than happy, as far as I'm concerned, for Will to be doing all the work, bringing in the moolah, because she was living the life that she wanted to live at that point. It's as simple as that. If she wasn't happy, then she would have done something about it, as per what she says in her book.
100%. This is just Will spouting out what Jada complains about, because that's what Jada complains about. Oh, I've sacrificed, I'm sure behind the scenes. I've given up everything for you, Will. I have to sit here and do Red Table Talk because I can't get work. It has nothing to do with Will. The kids are old. They have help. They easily can afford pay to get help for the watching the kids. This is just her bitterness, in my opinion. Her bitterness, her jealousy. She's clearly, we were talking about this in the last video. She's so jealous of Will's success. We were reading some of the passages of that book. It's so clear that she believes she should be as big of she thinks she is as big of a superstar as Will friggin' Smith. And she's not. Look, she's a big celebrity. She's a name. She is. However, she's not Will friggin' Smith. And Will Smith's brand will always be bigger than hers. And now that it's taken a hit, she's attempting to like claw back up as the queen of the castle. And that's, to me, where this is so off-putting. She should have done what Will's doing right now for him after that moment. Regardless of separations and all that shit, that's none of our damn business. She should have made a post or something supporting her husband at that time. And say, please, our privacy. I support my husband Will. He has done nothing but good for our family. I address the elephant in the room. He shouldn't have done that. We apologize to Chris. Jada's never been a gentleman of that. That way, a honorable woman in that sort of way. This idea that she has to take no accountability or at least publicly support and apologize on behalf of the family because of Will. To me, that's where she's just so off base. Because a partner. Wife or husband who's with someone, connected, life partner, whatever the hell they want to call their dumb relationship, you got to stand by your partner. You can address if they've done something wrong, sure, but you still got to acknowledge that I'm standing by and supporting this person because they're my partner. That's what a marriage is, right? That's what these things are. You got to stand by the people you support, especially if they're your family and they're the parent of your kids. And she has never done it. Nope. She only did it on the Today Show after all the backlash. She came out with a big splash with the book, and it wasn't like, I really love Will. Will's done so much. Have you seen I dare anybody, show me a quote where Jada is gushing over Will instead of Tupac. They're not there. It's maddening to watch this woman constantly talk about this man who has done nothing but support her and clearly hit for her, slap for her, keep my wife's name out your mother effing mouth. Like, this dude has, whether it's robotic or whatever the hell it is, he's in a hypnosis. He is connected to this woman. He's supporting this woman, right, Steph? Like, it's clear as day. He will support you. Even after all the emasculating nonsense this woman has done, he still shows up on stage to speak her praises. And all this woman has done over the past couple weeks is shit on him even further. I just can't even. It's so frustrating. Good on Will for being a good dude, I guess. But I'm sorry, Will. You didn't need to go that far. Enough is enough.
Well, before we carry on, and before these get lost in the YouTube ether, Eria, thank you so much for the $2 sugar bucks with the Ginger Doggy Fighting Hearts moment. Really appreciate that. I definitely need a little bit of cheering up with them. Carbonized Stardust has been a member for 12 months on the next level. Thank you so much. Saying, show the like button, some love, it looks lonely. In other words, if you agree in what we're saying and Jade is an absolute div, then smash the like button. And if you think that Will Smith is being a bit of a simp, again, smash the like button. Going down a little bit more, Sarah Marie, thank you so much for the £5 sugar bucks, saying that was a burn more than anything else. Those paying attention know this. Potentially. And then
saying that Will Smith's burning. I mean, that's what I'm wondering. Like, is Will Smith showing up to show how classy he is and how classless she's been? Because he could come out and torch her, right? And he didn't. He supported her, and that's what partners are supposed to do. Now, if Will was thinking that way and that's what he did, then I would applaud him. Because, and if if in a few months or so they end up breaking up, at least he showed up when it mattered, right?
True. And Sarah Marie, another £5 sugar bucks, thank you very much, is expanding on a comment saying he is being a bigger man. By doing so, it shows how much she failed him. It's the ultimate burn. She will never be as loved as he is. And this is the thing, right? You know, he continued on stage to show that love to her, saying, can you show up and love somebody for the rest of your life, even when you don't agree with them? Jada is the best friend I've ever had on this planet, and I'm going to show up for her and support her for the rest of my life. Jada then called Will babe as he ended his speech. You know what comes to mind at the moment, Andy? The film Alien, or Aliens, whichever one you want to watch, with those face suckers. I'm thinking like Jada's one of those face suckers that's literally kind of latched onto Will right now. Lovely little image for those that are in the know, but there you go. Jada, an alien face sucker. Have at it, guys. Have at it. But yeah, she then tells the audience after all of that, Will and me are good. Yeah, okay, whatever. You've literally been separated for freaking 7 years, right? And you're telling us that you and Will are good. Get bent. She then says, all the people who don't understand and got something to say are just going to have to fall in line. Well, hang on a minute, right? What do you mean, all us lot that don't understand? We're literally reporting on what she's saying and what she's doing. She's not giving any further context for us to fully understand. And got something to say. Well, at the end of the day, we're poking holes in her story left, right, and centre. It's not consistent at all. Of course we've got something to say. If she's hawking a book saying that it's non-fiction, it's all true, it's like, well, hang on a minute. No, it ain't. You're going to have to explain yourself here.
Keep in mind, too, like, she wouldn't be so emotionally invested in reacting the way she is currently, going back to the Today Show to correct things, if she really didn't care, right? If this was something that was like, it's our business and we don't care what you think, we're living it and we're happy, clearly that was a lie, because she's exposing that right now when she's reacting the way she is. It's like, it's not to connect it, but it's like the whole ISOM debate with Ripa and all that nonsense, which I don't want to get into and stuff, but you know what I mean? Like, if you really are not bothered, don't engage, you idiots. The more you engage, the more you prove how unnerved you are and how insecure you are and how thin-skinned you are, and your whole house of cards falls, you idiots. That's the reality. If you don't engage with these people, these haters, it proves you don't care. You're living your life. You're in that, right? You're in that next level. You're sipping cocktails on the beach. But Jada's proving right now that it is faltering. Her whole house of cards fell, and Will, to his credit, saw it. And now, you know what? I'm changing my opinion. I do think Will knows exactly what's going on. And I think Will made a calculated move to show up and support as loudly as possible at a point where she was exposed, so he could shove it in her face and almost be like, afterwards, when the doors close and they're in private, he goes, that's how it's fucking done. And then I would respect the hell out of that dude. Because I'd be like, damn.
Yeah.
But I don't know. He might still be a simp. We have to still figure it out.
That's how it's effing done. And then serve her the divorce papers. Like, that would be the cherry on top, as far as I'm concerned.
My love of Will Smith is still giving me hope. You know what I mean? I'm like, come on, man. Because if that was the punch here, and like I just showed you, like you said it. No, she will never be loved like he is, and that's the fact.
Yeah. And so I've just ended the poll as we're coming towards the end of this video for the replay, guys. So everyone on the live, stay exactly where you are. Is Will being the better gentleman and person for his kids supporting Jada publicly? 550 of you voted, and it's pretty much split. No, wow. 50%, yes, 49%. Like, you are split right down the middle on this one, guys.
I love it when we're split, because it means we're still figuring it out, yeah.
Always figuring it out. With that being said, if you appreciated this video and you're watching on the replay and you want more, then do make sure you subscribe to Popcorn Planet. Hit that notification bell to all.
Hit that join, because we're going to watch more of the Today Show interview. There's a lot more Jada nonsense we're going through. Plus, George Clooney just saved Hollywood. Oh, and Steph's got a rant. We got a lot of stuff you're not going to miss, so become a member today. Hit the join button. And also, please go subscribe to Steph, the Alter Nerd. She's amazing. She's got amazing content. Go show her some love. And we're not going anywhere live, viewers. Don't end it. We got so much more. I'm ready to rant. Let's get some rants going.
I'm ready to rant too, but everyone that's watching on the replay, here are some videos you'll want to clickety-click, clickety-click.
Clickety-click. Now,